31st chapter, Lamnatseach, Mizmor LeDavid. We've had lots of LeDavid, Mizmor LeDavid, LeDavid, Mizmor. Today we get back to the leader of this choir, of this musical accompaniment, who's going to play this song. And what does this song say? B'cha Adonai chasiti, al evosha le'olam, b'tzidkatcha halteni. I seek refuge in you, God. I don't ever want to be embarrassed or disappointed. Right? It is your tzedakah, your righteousness, your justice that rescues me. So there's a person who knows that if they want something in life, the place they need to go, the entity we'll call it, that they need to stick to is to God. Hatei elai oznecha meheira hatzileni. Heyeli latsur ma'oz levet mitzudot lahoshieni. Place your ear, put your ear close to me, and be quick to save me. Be a rock, be my strength, be a fortress for me. Kisali umitsudati ata, because you are my rock and you are my fortress. You have been there for me. Uleman shimcha tinacheni utinahaleni, and lead me and guide me as befits your name, for the sake of your name. So that we've had the last number of chapters, this idea of doing it for the sake of God's name. And we talked about in the past that maybe like Moshe, who said to God, if you don't save the Jewish people, so your name, your reputation, I am with you, I'm associated with you, God. If you don't save me, it doesn't help out your reputation either. In Pasuk verse 5, Totzieni me reshet zu amnuli ki ata ma'ozi. So take me out of the net that they have hidden for me. You are my strength. You are my stronghold. Right? So he's still asking for salvation, for deliverance for God. Biotcha afkid ruchi paditi oto Adonai el emet. Into your hand I trust my spirit. Redeem me, God of truth. So God, you're the one who's supposed to protect me. You're the one who I've trusted, my spirit. I've trusted. You are my safe. You are my lock. You are the thing that's supposed to save me. Saneti ashomrim havle shav, va'ani el Adonai batachti. I hate those who put hope in falsehood, in things that are hevel, and things that are momentary, and things that don't last, for false vanities. But for me, I trust in God. So those shomer, usually we think about it being to watch, but here it has this sense here of also being of hope. Now we go to sort of so now we've asked the psalmist David, the Mishorer, has asked for God to save him from his enemies, from whatever it is that's the difficulty. And now he's going to thank God. Agila ve'esmecha b'chasdecha asher ra'it et oni yadati b'tzarot nafshi. So I will rejoice, I will exalt in your chesed, in your kindness, your faithfulness. When you saw my oni, when you saw my affliction, when you saw my, in a sense, like oni, like poverty, oni, yadata b'tzarot nafshi, you're mindful of my troubles. You help me during my times of troubles. Below hisgartani biado ayev he'emadita b'merchav raglai. You have not delivered me into the hand of my enemy. You've set my foot into a place that is broad, that is large. So ger, to close, right? But he's been given relief. He's not in a place that's so ger, that's closing, in a place that's merchav, that's wider, more sense, more larger, more place for this person. He feels not constricted and not closed up, but available to be free. Okay, and now we go to another sort of another section of this psalm. This is in a sense the second section. Chaneni Adonai kitzarli, oshishav v'kaas eini nafshi uvitni. Have mercy on me, God. Right? Have mercy on me. Be gracious to me. I am distressed. My eye, my throat, my belly have become troubled. because of my distress, because of my affliction, because of the difficulties that I have had. My life is spent in grief, my years in sighing and sorrow and groaning. My strength has failed me because of the iniquity, and my bones have become blackened. They've wasted away. This is right. So this is a person who's had lots of trouble, lots of problems, and as a result of all the problems, he's suffering physically. Mikol tzorarai hayiti cherpa uleshechenai ma'od ufachad lemiyudai ro'ai bachutz nadadu mimeni. Excuse me. I become the scorn of my adversaries, and especially of my neighbors, and dread to my acquaintances, those who see me in public, those who see me in the marketplace. What do? They run away from me. They avoid me. Right? I'm a person who things have not been good to. I'm a person that you want to avoid. Maybe I'm a person who is negative because of all the bad things that have happened. Maybe it's more of the sense of I'm seen as bad luck. Right? Nobody wants to be with me. If you're with me, then you know that bad things are going to happen. Right? This word nadadu mimeni, like we hear that word all the way nava nad tiebar. It's all the way with kayin. Right? You're going to have to be you're going to be a wanderer. You're going to not be in a place. Everybody is right. You're going to be running around. Everybody's avoiding you. Everybody's staying away from you. Everybody's fleeing, running from you. Continuing verse 13, he continues with the sad state of affairs. Nishchachti kemet milev. Hayiti kichli oved. I'm forgotten. I'm like a dead person from the heart. I become like a discarded vessel. I'm like an object that was lost, that people have given up hope for. Things have gotten so bad. Nobody wants me anymore. Nobody wants to be with me. It's a very sad psalm. This loneliness, this being alone, this sense of no camaraderie, no companionship, nobody who's there. Shamati, we're in verse 14, pasuk Yodal. Ki shamati dibat rabim magor misaviv behi pazdam yachad alayla kachat nafshi zamamu. Indeed, I've heard the slander, the whisperings of many people. Right, and I fear when they've gathered against me and they plotted to take my life, right? And so are they taking his life because he's bad? Are they taking life because they're bad? Are they taking his life because his life is so bad that they don't want association with him? They don't want to see him? Are they, right? There are a lot of different ways of trying to understand what's happening here, but clearly this is a person who's in a very, very difficult place, physically, emotionally, somebody who's really suffering. And the only thing for this person to do is what starts in verse 15, pasuk Tedvav. Va'ani alecha vatachti, Adonai amarti Elohai ata. So what do I do when I'm in this troubled place? What do? I trust in you, God. I say, you are my God. Biyadcha itotai hatzileni miyad oivai umeirot fai. My time, my fate is in your hands. So deliver me, save me from my enemies and those who pursue me. Are these the people who are ignoring him? Are these his sicknesses that he's referring to? Is it both? Unclear exactly. But there's a person who in the past has said, Biotchav kidruchi, I've given my faith, my trust into you, God. You've delivered me, and now things are not good again. And the only thing I can do now is turn to God. Pasuk Yazayin ha'ira panecha alavdecha hoshieni v'chastecha. Shine your face, show favor towards me, shine your face towards your servant. Deliver me with your kindness, with your faith. Right? Everything is God, I need you. You're the one who's going to help me, who's going to assist me, who's going to allow me to move in the right direction. Of course, you read this verse, Ha'ira Panecha, right? I think back, of course, to the Birkat Kohanim, Ya'er Hashem Panav Elecha V'chuneka. We also could think back to just a number of chapters ago. L'David Hashem Ori V'yishi Mimi Ira. God, you are my light, you are my salvation. Similar words to that psalm from just a few days ago from chapter 27. Adonai, Al evosha kiraticha, yevoshu rishaim yidmu lish'ol. God, don't be upset. Don't be disappointed when I turn to you. Right? Don't be upset at me about that I'm turning to you. I call you. Let the wicked be disappointed. Let them be the ones who are suffering, who are suffering in the netherworld, who are suffering, who are silenced, sent back to this other this right sort of mythic hell sort of a place. Te'alna sifse shaker adobrot al tzadik atak bega'ava uvos. Let those who are lying, let their lying lips be still, let them be silenced. They speak arrogant, insolent words. They speak contemptuously against the righteous. They're the ones who should be silenced. I shouldn't be silenced in Sheol. They should be silenced. Marav tuvcha shetzafanta lireecha pa'alta lechosimbach neged bnei adam. Now we've gone from the punishments and the horrors that should happen to the wicked and their downfall, and now we turn towards the great reward for the righteous. How abundant, how great is the good for those who fear you, for those who've performed what you've asked, for those who have sought refuge from you in the sight of men, even as other people, those who have not been boteach ba Adam, but rather been boteach ba Hashem. Has tireim beseter panecha meruchsei ish titzpeneim besuko meriv lishono. Grant them protection of your presence. Grant them against those who scheme, those who plot against them. Right, shelter them, sukkah, right, a place of shelter. Shelter them from the evil, contentious tongues. Shelter them from all those who have gone and are trying to cause problems to your, to those who worship you and those who follow you. Baruch, we're in verse 22. Baruch Adonai ki yifli chasto li be'ir Matzor. Blessed is God, for he's shown me his marvelous loving kindness, even in this city which is under siege. Right, I'm under siege. The sicknesses, the enemies, whatever it is that's gotten this person down, whatever it is that's made things very, very difficult. The Mishorer is already saying, Baruch Hashem, blessed is God. God has been faithful for me. I know, I see fully that the salvation is coming. V'ani amarti b'chovzi nigrazti mineged einecha chen shamata kol tachnunai b'shavi elecha. What did I say previously? I thought I was dreading that I was cut off from you, God. I was b'chovzi. I was in a rush. I wasn't thinking right, and I thought that you left me. But I know that my voice, my crying out to you, has come to you, my plea for mercy. I know that you've heard my supplications, you've heard my cries to you. And now that he has established sort of in his own life, turns to sort of the public, as it were. Ehavu et Adonai kol chasidav emunim notzer Adonai umishalem al yeter osei ga'ava. Love God, all you pious people, all you righteous people, all his chasidav. Love God. To love, express that love for God. God preserves the faithful, and God repays those who act properly, and he also repays those, not nicely, with those who show too much ga'ava, with those who show too much arrogance. Right, their lips, I did this, I did that. God didn't do anything. It's seemingly the people whom he is referring to, and this is something that we've seen before. Very much personal, and then at the end of a chapter we'll have Hoshiat Amecha Uvarech Nachlatecha, right? Save, it's not just me personally, maybe the individual is referencing the idea of the entirety of the Jewish people, or this is something that I've learned in my own life, but it's also applicable to the public, to everybody else. And so that's what's happening here in verses 24. And finally in 25, Chizku v'ya'ametz levavchem kol hamiyachalim la'adonai. Be strong, be courageous, all those of you who wait who wait for God. This phrase comes up a lot, different places in the Tanakh, Chazak v'Amatz, a lot at the beginning of Sefer Yoshua. Moshe uses the words repeatedly. Yoshua is perhaps not the strongest person, so he has to be told repeatedly, be strong and courageous. We had these words not too long ago. We saw it also. We'll see it more in Divrei Hayamim during the time period of Chizkiah, especially. The idea of, so be strong, be courageous. Why is he saying that? Because these are the miyachalim la'Hashem. These are the people who are waiting, right? He's describing this time period. He's describing this time period of when things were difficult in his life, when things were very, very troublesome, when right, my eyes, my back, my shoulders, my this, pains everywhere, enemies all around. I feel besieged, and so it's one of the it's a chapter that has similarities in language and in scope to many of the other ones, in terms of that person who is waiting, who feels that trust and that faith in God, and knows that God will come to his or her protection, and the same thing that will happen then for him and will happen for the entirety of the Jewish people. All right, we'll stop there. Thoughts or questions?